Hey guys, welcome to Core Capital Fund's newsletter. I'm Baskal Korkis, and I have with me Paul Counts here. He's our marketing executive agent.
Yeah.
So today, we're gonna show you the church's property.
All right.
We're gonna be showing you the update and all the little things we're doing to try to optimize a property to be more functional for the church. Regarding to the main church building, we aren't gonna do too much work inside. We're really gonna focus on just making it more appealing. Painting the building, cleaning it up, putting in better shrubbery, just giving it a better appeal when you're walking up to give you that nice wow factor. It's just currently not being used. Mm-hmm. And when you come to the type of building that isn't being used, you don't get the best feeling. Right. So we wanna make it clean, that someone could come in and be like, yeah, this is clean, this is good. I could just come in, set up my stuff, and really be ready to go.
Just move right in.
And move right in.
Yeah.
And I can, I'll paint the walls later and I will add my little personal touches later, but right now I'm ready to go. I don't want them to feel like, well, I need to pressure wash the building, I need to paint the building, I need to put in shrubbery, I need to do this and that. Now with that said, as I said earlier, as long as you pick a neutral paint, mm-hmm. even if they don't like the color, they're gonna be satisfied with it and be like, I'll do it later. They might not ever do it.
Yeah. Because
they're just so busy.
Right.
But at least you're like, it's acceptable. They might not like the shrubbery that we install, but it'll still give them the feel that it's, this is acceptable, this is good. Mm-hmm. And later they will, if they find the time to change it.
Okay.
So let's go check out the priest's house.
All right, so what's this house here?
So this is actually where the priest lives right now. It's a 3-bed, 2-bath home. And with the same thing I was mentioning with the church, the plan is to clean up the exterior, pressure wash it. They actually just painted it. But if you look at it, it doesn't look like it was painted a year ago. It looks like it has more wear.
It does.
And the build of the property is good. They remodeled some of the bathrooms, but they didn't do it in such a way where it gives you the feel that it's new and fresh. So a lot of the building is new and fresh, but the way that they did it doesn't give you that feeling. So we're gonna go and actually paint it again.
Okay.
We're not gonna pick brown, because brown is too dark. We wanna pick a lighter color to give people the feeling of fresh. We're gonna make sure that we're painting the trim a nice light color, and just bringing out all of the natural beauty of being basically in the woods.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that appeal, that type of property is very desirable today. But by bringing out the natural beauty of the property and the landscape, we will be able to get the right tenants and find the right people to want the property. In the current condition, it's not appealing mm-hmm. to the right people.
Yeah.
So the right people aren't coming and, taking the property.
Now, I have a question. If you have something like this, right? So you've got that as one color and the church building's another color. Mm-hmm. Do you paint them the same color, or is it better to make them different colors?
I think it's better to make them different colors. So the hall is gonna be yellow, which I think a lot of, say, the Bible study and the kids will mm-hmm. have classes there. So it's very kids friendly and fun. The priest's house, I'm gonna probably paint it more of a teal zeal. Okay. And with white accents. And that's gonna be like in the Orthodox community, it's a very churchy blue, right? Yeah. So it's still gonna feel good. And then the church, we're gonna go for more like a really white type of color to make it look white and fresh and new, because that is our chapel, mm-hmm. right? That is the worship hall. So each one is gonna make sense. So what building are you in? I'm in the blue building.
Yeah.
That could be fast. I'm in the blue building, right? And because you can eventually make the priest's home into another hall or mm-hmm. another breakout.
Yeah.
So
as the church grows,
As the church goes. And at one point in time, we actually had a barn over there on that slab, and you could put back a barn again on the property and make it another space or an indoor gym, basketball court, and have it to be used for parties as well. So there's a lot of function mm-hmm. you can have with the property, but it's the desire. Mm-hmm. You have to bring out its natural beauty.
Right.
This property has been listed for sale for $900,000. It is 3.5 acres with 2 houses and a church. And it hasn't sold.
Wow.
In the hottest market out there. So people say there's no value available. There's no deals out there.
Yeah. Right
If
here.
this is not a deal, I don't know what's a deal.
Yeah.
Right now, if you're gonna go buy 2 acres, it's gonna run you between 400 to 500,000.
Okay.
Empty land,
Just for the dirt.
just for the dirt. Now, if you're gonna go for 3 acres, right, you're gonna be probably 600 to 700 grand. And this already has utilities to the property. If those other properties do not. So it's gonna cost you 25 to 50,000 just to bring utilities onto this property. So this already has it.
Yeah.
It has a $25,000 lift station. It has so many things that they spent a lot of money because we were intending to build a very large church here. We eventually saw the cost of construction being so high, we ended up buying 10 acres down the street for like $1 million roughly.
Okay. And
The value was there. When we bought it, was not as hot as it is right now. So we got a very good value for that time. And this is too small for us now. So this is on for another church that's growing.
It's growing,
You know,
yeah.
that can use a 3,500 square foot
and
chapel.
these changes, curb appeal, that should definitely make this more attractive, right? For the listings and
Yes, because it doesn't, again, value here is massive.
right.
Massive. If you were gonna build a 3-2 house and a 2-1 house today, we're talking about, this would cost you, a 3-2 house in this area would cost you like 500,
Okay.
right? 2-1 house would cost you, say, 250, 300, right? I'm trying to be fair. So let's just say just the 2 buildings without the land or like,
Without even the church.
or without the church is like 800,000.
Oh my gosh.
The dirt is worth like 700, right? So let's blend that together for like 1.5. Then the church is 3,500 square feet. That's gonna be, let's just say you get someone to do it for cost, which is like $180 a foot cost. So that's another 500. So the replacement cost of this property is like 2 million. Wow. It's listed for stuff for 900.
That's
So,
a deal.
so that's the point. People say, well, there's no deals out there. Well, there is deals out there if you know what you're looking at.
Yeah.
You know, so there's always availability to make money in this market if you know what you're doing. This decade, I'm gonna kind of label it as choppy waters. We're gonna have choppy waters for this decade, financially speaking. And you can't just go and buy a mutual fund and just try to, you know, make money by buying the market average.
Right, right.
You're gonna be choppy the whole time and you're gonna have a nominal loss, meaning in 10 years, maybe you'll have the same amount of money, but with the hyperinflation we're going through, your purchasing power is gonna be dead. If you're not picking high quality stocks, high quality real estate, high quality investments, the right advisors, you're gonna be financially the same dollar amount, but your purchasing power is gonna be washed away. So I'm really worried about a lot of people out there, but that's why I'm putting out my warnings. Be careful, be conscious, and you'll be able to make it out on the other side in a better position.
Hey Baskal, before you go, I got a quick question. So do you advise that it is better to be right now, instead of offensively investing, more defensively investing?
So the way I invest, I do both at the same time. I'm offensive and defensive. So one of our investments, and we have multiple investment options, but one of the ones we're doing is buying downtown core properties that is targeting the baby boomers that are retiring. We have a 15-year trend that's in our favor. It doesn't matter the economy that we're in, they're still gonna retire. We're targeting the downtown core because a lot of rich people live there. And we're getting consistent cash flow from rents, while we get long-term debt that is fixed, that's gonna short the dollar, which is gonna help us win in an inflationary environment. So you can be offensive and defensive at the same time, but when you're only buying stocks, that's offensive. If you're only buying bonds, you're kind of being defensive. And that's if you're buying the right bonds, because you could buy the wrong ones and actually not win.
Can't you defensively buy stocks by buying like pharma stocks?
Yeah, you could, but this is the thing. When during 08, the financial sector tanked, everything fell. My pharma stock fell, everything fell. Everything took a 20, 30% drop. So at that point, you know, you're being defensive, but the pharma stock isn't paying you enough of a dividend to really be as defensive as I would like, where a good real estate play will give you more of a dividend payout cash flow each month compared to, say, a pharma stock that dropped 80%.
So what would be a good cash flow asset to aggressively defensive investment be?
So downtown core real estate that is multi-units that have a very good cash flow. Oil and gas that has actual cash flow payouts. Those are really good defensive plays right now because you're going to be receiving payouts that you can live off of and not be as concerned on having to actually sell the asset to get cash if you need it. So if you position yourself properly, you'll have enough cash flow coming in. So even if you did, say, lose your job, you can use some of the money that you have in reserves, you can use some of the money that's coming in from your cash flowing investments, and between the two, you'll save you, if you do it properly, from having to sell your assets when they're down. That is one of the biggest mistakes people make. They put so much money into investing, they have no reserves, they have no cash flowing investments, so that when the market tanks, they have to sell their asset at the bottom to have cash to pay their bills. No, you want to sell at the top. You want to buy at the bottom. And if you don't position yourself properly by the way that I've mentioned previously, you won't be able to execute. So that's what you should do.